Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to fix a stuck valve. And I've already taken off the gas tank off camera. So, I mean, you don't have to do this with the gas tank removed. But for video purposes, it's going to be the best way to show you guys how to remove everything. Because we need to remove this cover plate and the muffler. I already got the carburetor off too as well. So, 8 millimeters to take off the thing, 2 tins to take off the carburetor. Just lay it down like that. Pretty simple procedure to get to this point. On this one, it was 10 millimeters for the gas tank. Like that generator, I believe it's 10 millimeters as well. That one needs to take off a few other things to remove. This one, all you had to do was remove this bar right here, which was 2 10 millimeters as well. So, pretty simple to get to where we're at right now. Now, we're going to start by removing this cover plate here. We have an 8 millimeter here, an 8 millimeter here, and one back here, and that should take off the plate. So let's get to that. Perfect. Once you guys get those 8 millimeters removed, all you gotta do is pull the plate up like that. Pretty simple procedure there. Now from here, we can move the spark plug wire in the back. We don't need to take out the spark plug right now, but I'm going to anyways. So, it's out of the way. Trying to find a place for my microphone here. Hopefully it's actually picking up. This is my first time using this microphone, so if it's not working, well, my video is going to, go to waste. Look at that spark plug. Pretty black and nasty. It's okay. A lot of carbon buildup. There's a reason this valve's stuck. Super nasty, super gross. Let's get this muffler off now, shall we? I'm going to walk you through how to do that. Removing the muffler. 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter. This should remove our cover plate. From there, you can either use 13 millimeters here, which I believe I have a small enough ratchet, or 10 millimeters back here. And then you'll just have to deal with this on. You can remove it afterwards, but I'm going to remove it from back there, from the head. So let's get to that, shall we? Removing the muffler is everybody's favorite part. So I have one stuck 10 millimeter. Had to bust out the big guns for that one. More 10 millimeters right here on the frame. Three more. Okay, now from there, like I said, we can get to the 13 millimeters. It's not a good view for you. I should be able to zoom in and post. Ugh. And exhaust bolts are always stuck on pretty good because of the heat. There we go. The muffler is removed. Now all we got to do is remove the head. Now, removing the head bolts. You're not going to see me use my impact to break the bolts loose. You're going to see me using a hand ratchet. And the main reason I'm doing this is because if you use an impact, these are really torqued on pretty good. So you can either break the bolt or just mess up your small impact. So what I like to do is just break them loose with the hand tool, and then I'll switch to the impact to zip them out. So let's get on it. 4 14mm bolts. Now, I just realized that there's a bottom plate on this, so I might have to remove that too. Two of them are on the outside, 2 of them are on the inside. Let me feel this plate down here. This plate here is not attaching the head to the body, so I do not need to remove it. Now I need to find my adapter somewhere. Okay, like I said, I broke them loose with the big one. Now I'm going to take them out with the impact. And a little tip you guys can do is to take one of these, a magnet stick, and just grab them out like that. Just hook them on and grab them out. Now the fun part is to find my little breaker bar I had. Looking for tools is always the best part of being a mechanic. Actually, this is going to come out real easy. And that went the exhaust rod and one of our little catches. And look at this, guys. Look at this. Hang on. Let me get that exhaust rod out. Look at that sludge. It's crazy. I'm going to pull this up so I can clean it off and get that sludge out. But damn. Let's look at this head, shall we? There is our valve that is stuck. So what we can do is take a peek at it. I'm hoping that's not bent. But we're going to put it on the table and I'm going to show you guys how to fix that. Okay, so we know our exhaust valve is stuck open. So what you need to do, and your valve, it's always going to be not exhaust, the intake valve. The intake valve is stuck open. It's always going to be pretty much the intake valve because of the bad gas that goes around it. So what I like to do is clean it with carburetor cleaner. I'm out, but that's not a big deal. And then once you do that, you're going to take a hammer and lightly tap it. Now from there, this is where you take an extension and you're going to tap it back down. See, it's still sticking. So you come back over here. Now, we'll take a little oil. out of that too. This is PB Blaster. You can use WD-40 even though that's not a lubricant. And you're going to continue to work in. And out until this does not stay shut. Now another tip we can do, we can actually remove the valve altogether and clean it up, which I'm going to show you guys how to do that if you don't want to do it this way. I always hate removing these valve keepers, but these ones are pretty easy. You just slide them out, which is good. Now from here, we can tap out that valve, slide it over the edge a little bit, and drop the whole fucking head. That wasn't very smart of me, was it? Ugh. So now, hopefully we can pull this out. If not, we'll use a transfer punch. Okay, we're going to transfer punch it. So let me get a transfer punch. Now, transfer punches have a pointy end, but don't use that. Use the flat end and hammer the pointy end. That way you just don't damage the top of that valve. You might damage your transfer punch a little bit. But that's okay. Transfer punches aren't expensive. Link in the description if you want to pick up some. Ugh. Valve's out. Valve's nasty. Valve needs to be cleaned. You can see right there, that's the buildup that was causing the blockage. Thing of it is, though, is looking at it, it does not look bent. So that, maybe it is a little bent. What do you guys think? I don't think so. I do not think so. I think it just needs to be cleaned up. See all that nasty stuff? Matter of fact, you can even throw this in the ultrasonic cleaner. And we look there. The valve's brand new. Oh, boy, they're both brand new. Well, that's because instead of cleaning it, which I did clean it, I cleaned the other one up, but I had a valve set lying around, which also had the rods to replace this little bent rod. I mean, it's barely bent, but still bent enough to cause issue. So I have two new rods. I will scrap the bent rod. But when you're changing a valve, instead of just putting the intake valve in and leaving this current exhaust valve in, change both of them. Normally they come in a set. So you don't want to just change one valve and leave the other one by itself. So go ahead and just change them both. This also came with new keepers and springs, but I don't need to replace those. See, yeah, that valve's in there pretty good too. So we'll just give that a little tap out. Now, the exhaust valve came right out. Good news is you don't have to worry about forgetting which one's which. Like the OEM one right here, which this is a good valve still. If there's a broken one, I can fix it with this. So I won't scrap this. I'll just keep it. But they say exhaust on them EX normally. EX19. This is EX because it's aftermarket. IN intake. So you don't have to worry about which one's which. But like I said, I'll keep this valve because it's still good. Good God, I'm not used to a microphone. Hopefully the audio is better. Like I said, I have no idea. I have not tested it out. I'm just going with the flow. So now, let's put these valves in, shall we? Seems like this one is missing. Maybe not. I don't know. I think it's good. Unless something fell out. Okay, so I already cleaned it. As you see, I just took a wire brush to it. So intake is in intake. Exhaust is in exhaust. You can lap these valves. I'm going to lap them later if I need to. I'm probably not going to do it. I should do it, but not going to. Now, the hard part. Getting the springs back on. Good news is, because these are loose, you can just play with them. So we'll start with the intake. And these are real simple to put on. Unlike the little keepers in there, these ones, all you gotta do is push down a little bit and then slide up. Well, you can put a rag down here to catch them. You know what, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Find some rags here. Just take some rags, jam them down there, just like that. Now when we go to put the valve on, I want to adjust it to where I can push forward. There we go. I'm so happy that, you know, these ones have this kind of spring. I hate the ones where you got two little pieces and you got to jam them in. Those are a pain. Now the exhaust side. Perfect. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen. That is done. All that's left now is to cap them. This set came with new caps as well. I don't think the exhaust one had a cap. But now I just put it back together. And I'll show you guys this too. Took a wire brush to this. Look how beautiful that looks now. It's so smooth and soft. Not full of nasty shit in that slime. Make sure after you do that, you wipe inside here. I haven't done it just to show you guys. And like I said, our group of paper towels here is still good. They didn't waste. We just used them to space. You just wipe all that off of there. And bam, that thing's ready to go. What do you guys think? So putting it together is the same process. I'm going to do all that off camera just because I want to take my time on it. Make sure I finish cleaning out inside these bolt holes. Put a little Loctite on them, torque them down. Some people say not to use Loctite, but I like to use it. Normally because when I fix something, it kind of stays fixed. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm pretty good at it. So I'll get it all put back together and we'll fire it up. Okay, what do y'all say? Moment of truth. Choke's on. There's gas in there, no leaking. Oh boy, here we go. It's either gonna blow up or start, or don't start. I don't know. Woo doggy.